Hello, hello. Welcome back to Legends on the Series X. Today's video, we will have some Prinz Eugen gameplay in the background, which is one of my favorite ships in the game, while we talk over some of the patch notes and changes coming next week. If you have not, do not forget to get one research point into the Oklahoma so that you can complete her later on your own time, as she will be leaving the Bureau. In addition, the campaign ship currently going on right now, the Soviet Bagration, will need to be finished by Sunday at midnight to claim that ship. So, what does the new update bring us? The campaign, the element of choice campaign. So, this time we're going to have a choice between two Tier 7 destroyers. The Loyang, the first Pan-Asian ship, or the European Friesland of the same tier. In case you want them both, you can acquire the ship you didn't choose as well for 17,500 doubloons. So basically, we'll have a choice at the end of the campaign. If you wanted the Friesland, you'll have to buy out the Loyang and vice versa. So the Loyang is a Benson-class destroyer that has access to improved concealment and the sonar consumable, providing a nice mix between firepower and staying in the shadows. It does lose one gun. The Benson has 5 127mm guns. This will have one less, so a little less gunboaty for sonar and extra concealment. I think it sounds pretty nice. It will also give you access to the universal Pan-Asian commander Ding Ruchang. He has the gunslinger base trait, which bolsters the main battery reload time. Talking to the devs, it sounds like a 16-4 Mr. Ding will give a 4% boost to the main battery reload time. So if you didn't get Vincent Mordoff, the Halloween 2.0 commander, this could be a very powerful commander to go ahead and get. I think it could have some pretty cool benefits, especially if you don't have a high-level de Revel for battleships or a high-level Membelli for cruisers. Getting this guy leveled up, you could pretty much use him as an inspiration on anything to bring up your gun speed, and would be a pretty good one to have. So the Friesland, the other choice. This is supposed to be the gunboatiest of gunboats for one simple reason. She's a destroyer without torpedoes. So this ship will be in the European faction, kind of like the Bliskowica and the Orkan. So if you do not have Jerzy Swirsky, then you will get him by getting the Friesland. Jerzy, his base trait is the hide and seek ability, which lowers concealment. So this campaign, definitely unique. There's a choice at the end between the two destroyers. The devs are saying, we aim to provide more flexibility, and most definitely, element of choice wouldn't be the sole campaign that allows you to choose its reward, but don't expect it every campaign from now. To which I would say, great. Chances are, most of the player base I could see wanting these ships to be in separate campaigns rather than having to, if you want the ship, fork out 17,500 doubloons, which is about $70. I guess it's cool for a time, but I'm sure that most of us would just say put them in separate campaigns. Anyways, moving on. I will leave a link down below to these patch notes so you can check out some of the rewards you would get from Admiralty backing and from buying out the campaign. Admiralty backing, again, 2,500 doubloons. It's the best bargain in the game to get premium ships. So, along with this update, there are going to be some Halloween special game modes. 2 years ago, I don't know if you guys were playing back then, but there was the Transylvania little mission where you tried to protect the ship and keep it safe from the evil Rasputin, and it was a pretty fun game mode. You played in teams of 3 or 4, I can't remember, but if you had pretty good teams, it was very fun, and it was just something interesting to do. So that will be back, sounds like, at the first part of this update, and then the second part will start October 18th. It says, a light in the dark will see you fight off Rasputin and his minions once again, this time backed by the terrifying Gorgon, launching bats at you. So the Gorgon sounds like it will be a Shikaku aircraft carrier. Yeah, so cool game modes. I had a lot of fun with the Rasputin and Transylvania one, so looking forward to that. There will be some new Halloween crates and themed commanders. and new skins for a lot of the ships. I will again just link this so you can look. Lexington, Bismarck, Tirpitz, Benson, Kagero, Shapayev, Charles Martel, and the Shikaku, so you can guys go check those out. There will also be golden pumpkins that will have a chance for prizes, coupons, credits, doubloons, etc. So, coming this update, also early access Soviet cruisers. It says, prepare to welcome more early access ships. Russian Soviet cruisers Kotovsky at tier 4, Gorky tier 5, Tallinn at tier 6, and well, the tier 7 one wouldn't come until the next update. These ships seem to be high caliber ships, so I'm picturing things like the Kirov and the Molotov, big guns, flat trajectories, good at long range. It says respectable tier torpedoes. The original Soviet cruiser line, their torpedoes, they were 4-kilometer torpedoes. Basically, they were for like, oh crap moments or just really defensive torpedoes. But it's saying these will be good all-around cruisers at every tier. To which I say, we'll be the judge of that. The alternate Soviet destroyer branch is coming out of early access, so we will be able to buy those ships for credit, research them, and work our way up the line to the tier 7 Udaloy. If you guys haven't got any of them out of early access crates, I have a video about the Boavoy and the tier 4, and they're a little different than the existing ships. The existing line, you pretty much had to play at maximum range. These give you a little better torpedoes, and you can play closer ranges. It's a lot of fun. I really liked the line. I never did get the Kiev, but I heard it's actually pretty darn good. So I'm excited to see the Kiev and the Udaloy in action and work my way up that line. There will be a new German tier 6 premium cruiser called the Weimar. The Weimar is a York class project cruiser, so it'll be a little bit bigger than the München. It has 12 fast reloading 5.9-inch guns. Decent speed and mobility, but somewhat fragile. Kind of like the München. So it says play her with caution. Now the stuff that I'm most excited for are the quality of life improvement updates. 1. The new sound engine. The sounds in the game have been significantly enhanced. The most notable features include a new standard for gunnery sounds and different engine sounds depending on the ship type, as well as new music and miscellaneous sounds. So I'm definitely looking forward to that. Variety is the spice of life, and I think it will add to the immersion, having some unique gun sounds and engine sounds, and maybe, I don't know if we have a ship for it yet, but I would love to hear the Satsuma gun sounds. If you guys have played the PC version of the game, I could make that my text alert. It just sounds awesome. Other quality of life improvements. Ship loadouts, including the ones for in the bureau in the store, can now be seen prior to obtaining them. The mission tab has been reworked. You will now see categories instead of missions on the campaign screen, and kind of a roadmap on how to complete each. There have also been quite a few balance changes again, kind of like the last one. Maybe not as many as the last one, but the notable ones that I see: legendary tier gearing, increased speed and maximum damage of both AP and HE shells, increased muzzle velocity. If you remember, they did this back to the Fletcher as well. Made the shells a little less floaty, made her better at shooting at targets at range. So yeah, AP and HE shells, they are increased by 5%, and the AP shells got a buff of 200 damage, and HE shells also a buff of 200 damage. So the gearing's going to be a fun one to test out. It's kind of been overshadowed, no. The Kleber, you know, is obviously an insane boat at the tier, and the Japanese Shimakaze gearing has definitely been overshadowed, so I'm hoping these little buffs will make it a lot more fun to play. Hatsuharu main battery reload time decreased a little bit. The Hawkins, same reload time decreased. Montecacholi, a little boost to the main battery rotation time. The big thing though is going to be the aircraft carrier Concealment. The entire thing was reworked. There was a lot of complaints, and honestly, it just makes sense that the aircraft carriers were basically too concealed. They were getting these concealment levels that were down smaller than some light cruisers, and so the whole system of it basically was reworked, and it looks like on average most of them are being increased by 2 kilometers. Some of them, like the Lexington, was increased from a base 8.3 kilometer detection range by sea up to 13.3 kilometers. So that's huge. I think CV players will have to be a lot more conservative with moving up and playing, but it makes sense. I mean, the Lexington was a giant ship. How could it have an 8.3 kilometer detection rating? So this is something that needed to happen, and I'm looking forward to how it plays, especially since I'm not a CV player. So it will give me plenty more opportunities to blap these guys and get my revenge. There is also a new mechanic for carrier players to look out for called Out of Fuel. Carrier squadrons now only have 150 seconds of airtime after their ship has been sunk. So if a carrier player loses the mothership, so to speak, they won't be able to permanently spot for their team. I think this is also another common sense thing and is great. Other changes include the Shards map has been reworked. Minimal time for enemy detection increased, which if you have seen some of my videos, maybe the Grosser Kurfürst video, you would see usually that ship you're detected in about 5 to 7 seconds. Basically immediately you are getting shelled. You definitely do not have an opportunity to turn out if you're at middle B spawn. You are there and you're in it. AP shell textures have been reworked, with AP tracers becoming more visible, which I love. There have been many times playing an agile cruiser trying to dodge shells where I just lose them. You have no idea. Can't see them in mid-air, so I am looking forward to that. I mean, really, that's about it. If you guys want, check out the link in the description below to get a more in-depth review of all of this, and I will see you guys in the next video.